Now. All right. Hi, I'm Dr. Stowe. I'd like to introduce you to Justine Palmore. She works with the organization known as Stand Up for Kids. So Justine, can you give us the overview of what Stand Up for Kids is all about?
Absolutely. Thank you. So Stand Up for Kids is a nonprofit, and we started in 1990. Our founding chapter was in San Diego, California, and it was founded by a group of volunteers that were concerned when they saw some homeless kids down by the shipyard. So they used to go out and bring food. So the Orange County chapter is where we are, and we handle the entire county. We started this chapter in 2003. We have 4 core services across the country, and the Orange County chapter does all 4 of the services, and we are the largest chapter in the nation. We go out into the streets and we find them where they're at. So we're doing street outreach. We do mentoring, which all of our programs are wraparound. So it's very holistic, and our kids call us family. We're not like a social service agency. So we become an extended family. We do mentoring and we do housing. And so those are the 4 pillars. And in those pillars, there are sub-programming. And so, for example, we would go out into the streets, we'd find a kid, if they're ready to get help, we would refer them to our outreach center where they would get mentoring connected to employment readiness and housing. And that's how the process starts, right? We have 3 types of housing. We do rapid rehousing. So we have city grants with a couple of the cities to do rapid rehousing, COVID and non-COVID related. We do transitional housing for those that need a little bit of a supportive housing. So for example, maybe somebody struggles with alcohol, and so they need a little bit of structure. So we help them with transitional housing, or we have launched host homes for colleges. And so where we're going to be matching a student in, say, nursing with a retired nurse that has a room in their house. So that's another type of housing. And then just room rentals and stuff like that. We help them find it, and we do have some type of financial assistance that's connected with it. All of our programs are free. We have a food pantry. All of our kids enrolled in our program receive food baskets every week with meats, vegetables, canned goods, not just like leftover stuff. And we work in schools. And so we are in a couple of high schools, and we're doing mentoring with like alternative high schools, kids that are failing out of the mainstream and need to catch up on credits, kids that may be truant, and we have a pregnancy center that we work with. And so the goal there is to keep them in school, help them graduate, and maybe go on to college or trade school. And we have STEM and entrepreneurs. That's part of our 12 to 18-year-old programming. What do our interns do? Well, we usually accept about 40 interns in a semester, and they're broken out by department. So we have PR professionals from Cal State Fullerton, we have psychology, we have human services, and child adolescent studies normally. And so psychology majors would be working, tutoring, mentoring, maybe doing housing navigation, maybe doing employment readiness preparation, right? Getting our kids ready for employment. And so in HMIS, which is the Homeless Management Information System, right? So they learn all the pieces that go into that. And they have a supervisor, which they meet every week. We meet as a group and they can choose which day of the week they want to, what's convenient for their schedule. And so maybe there's 10 people and they learn from each other. So they hear challenges, they hear successes, and then they, sorry about the dog, and then they get feedback. So how to contact us would be by going on our website, standupforkids.org/Orange County, and going to the volunteer tab. And I know they're not volunteers, but they would go in through that way. Or they could email me at Justine, Justine, S as in Sam, at standupforkids.org. And I can send them the form to complete for an internship.
Okay. And perhaps you can send me independently. So nice to meet your dog. You can send me independently that information so that I can post it on our, or put it on our Excel spreadsheet and so on. But yeah.
Yes, I can send you that.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
good. So,
and if anybody has questions, I'm happy. They can email me and I'm happy to answer questions.
Yeah. So normally in a semester, well, anytime a student takes an internship course, they have 120 hours that they need to devote to it. So I'm assuming you'd have enough work for them during a semester, 8 hours more or so.
So let me tell you, my staff, I would say out of 10 of us, 6 of us were interns. We came to Stand Up for Kids and I hired them.
Okay.
So that's not a promise of, that's not a promise of a job, but it does tell you that I know what a good internship looks like. I know what I wanted in school to learn, and I'm not having them file, right? So there's plenty of work. They will, the mentoring and their supervision, maybe that's 3 or 4 hours out of the week. Then they're doing research to help their client or their kid in employment readiness or housing. And then we assign every intern a project, which is due at the end of the semester. We work alongside throughout the semester. I'll tell you right now, we have somebody helping on our strategic planning committee, and they're doing SWOT analysis, right? And they're learning how to, so these are things you're going to use when you go to work in business, in the field, in a nonprofit, and they're involved. And these aren't projects we put on the shelf. They're actually being used.
Yeah.
So they're part of a team.
Impressed. You've got, like you say, a great wraparound program, and great for students to put something like that on their resume and give them the next step up in their career. Also great that you sometimes hire some of our interns. So we're thrilled about that. But
I just hired 2 last month that were in our, not this past semester, but the one before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, great news, because what we're looking at right now are interns interested for summer, and our summer begins usually June or so, and then 5 weeks, 2 different sections in 5 weeks. And then of course our fall semester, which begins about August 25th or so. So you'll be hearing from students soon, because their registration for fall starts toward the end of March. And so we're really looking forward to some great connections. We're thrilled that you're able to take on so many interns, and that you have all these different components to your program. So it's looking good.
Yeah, and I would say this population is very different. And it will give them good exposure into what our young people, teens, because we work from 12 to 24. Wow. So we have some young adults, and the struggles that they go through. There's mental health issues, so they're going to learn a lot. They're going to learn a lot, and they'll know if they're ready for this field, right?
I mean, yeah. It sounds like a perfect fit with our psychology majors. So we're really grateful you're out there, and so excited to know that Stand Up for Kids in Orange County is the largest in the country. So that's pretty great information too. You're making a difference. So I really want to thank you, Justine, and I'm sure we'll be in contact in the future. And then I'm going to stop recording and we'll just do a little shutdown on our own afterwards. So
Okay.
I'm hitting the stop record button right now.